spoiled. Because I remember when I was younger, like we had to work hard if you wanted to get something from our parents, or even the stories you hear from your parents. They basically also used to say the same thing. If you want to get something, you need to work hard for it. But nowadays, maybe some children don't work hard, but they still get certain things although they didn't work hard.
I think children right now are more deprived than spoiled. Unfortunately, I believe that many parents are trying to protect their children a little bit too much. So they're deprived of many things like creativity or spontaneity or curiosity. So definitely I think children are deprived.
I think children are deprived due to the reduction of clean and safe play environments. When I speak to my parents or my grandparents, they tell me about times when they used to play in the river or play in the forests. Whereas now it's very children are quite restricted. There's a lot of concern about people who are going to do bad things to their children, and I think it's very restrictive. So in this sense, I feel that children are deprived these days.
What is the technology you think will be?
I know popular opinion is that children nowadays are spoiled, but I don't really think so. I think there were a lot of things that children had maybe 50 or 100 years ago that they don't have anymore. Nowadays, so many people are divorced and their children are just living with one parent. That is a good example for how children nowadays can be very deprived.
I think kids these days are deprived of nature. I think most children grow up in big cities, and I think there's this urban sprawl that's happening where cities are becoming bigger and they're encroaching on the natural countryside. So I believe that children are deprived from nature, from climbing trees and playing in ponds and rivers and stuff like that.
In America, I think children are very spoiled. A lot of them have things handed to them. They don't have to work very hard. So for a 16th birthday, parents will give their kids a car, or the kids won't have to work very hard to pay for school or college or anything like that. So they don't have anything to challenge themselves because their parents give them everything.
All right.
Deprived. Deprived. I think children right now are more deprived than spoiled. When you're deprived of something, that means you do not get something that most others do. Notice the following. 1. He was deprived of an education, but he still became a successful businessman. 2. The prisoners were deprived of any contact from the outside world.
Great.
Spontaneity. Kids are deprived of many things, like creativity or spontaneity or curiosity. Spontaneity is the ability to do some meaningful action in the moment without planning. Notice the following. 1. Spontaneity is a great way to keep a relationship fresh. 2. Teachers use spontaneity to keep students interested. Restrictive. I think it's very restrictive. When something is restrictive, it limits what you can do. Notice the following. 1. Food options for vegetarians are very restrictive. 2. That park is very restrictive. You can't walk on the grass or play sports. Urban sprawl. I think there's this urban sprawl that's happening. Urban sprawl is the outward growth of a city. Notice the following. 1. As the population of the city grew, so did urban sprawl. 2. Urban sprawl is a big problem in many major cities. Have things handed to. A lot of kids have things handed to them. When someone gets things handed to them, they get them without having to work for them. Notice the following. 1. Because he was rich, he was always having things handed to him. 2. You just can't expect to have things handed to you. You have to earn them.
Yes, great job, great holiday. Listen to 6 people talk about their favorite holiday in their home country.
It comes with a lot of snow and an amazing atmosphere. My mom makes cookies, and we have lots of friends and family over to our house. So it's a wonderful time.
Get together, and the children can get their red pack, which is the money pudding. So everybody likes that holiday. Maybe around 2 weeks or something. Yeah. So the Ramadan month would be the best holiday for me.
The overeating, but I do like the fact that families get together and talk about reasons why they're thankful for being together and for having family.
Independence Day and Christmas. Independence Day because that's where we achieved our freedom, and Christmas, that's when family gets together to celebrate.
That's all for the
Holy. Holy. Ramadan is the holy month. If something is holy, that means it has special religious importance. Notice the following. 1. The book of Genesis is a holy chapter in 3 religions. 2. The pilgrims went to the holy city for their religion. Overeat. I don't like the overeating. If you overeat, then you eat too much. Notice the following. 1. Frequent overeating leads to weight gain. 2. After overeating, I always feel sleepy. I do not like the fact that families get together. The phrase "the fact that" is used to show extra emphasis about a statement. Notice the following. 1. I hate the fact that there is a test each term. 2. They love the fact that the salad bar is self-serve.
thankful.
They're thankful for being together. If you are thankful about something, you appreciate it. Notice the following. 1. After battling cancer, she is very thankful for her health. 2. The teacher was very thankful for the gift the students gave her.
Yeah.
Your family gets together and you cook. Here, get together means to meet for social purposes. Notice the following. 1. My family usually gets together twice a year. 2. Because of our busy schedules, we are having a hard time getting together.
Have you ever cheated on the test? Oh, come on. Speak so quick, eh?
I've never
Great.
Into it. It's It's not that difficult. When you put effort into something, you try harder at it. Notice the following. 1. You should put a little more effort into your writing. 2. We need to put a little more effort in keeping things clean around here. Our hands. Your palm is the inside area of your hand. Notice the following. 1. The fortune teller read the palm of my hand. 2. She wrote his number on the palm of her hand. When you do something accordingly, you do it in an appropriate way for the situation. Notice the following. 1. We parked our car illegally and were fined accordingly. 2. This brochure talks about poisonous spiders and how to act accordingly if you get bit by one. I have read up on how to do it. When you read up on something, you read about it to be more knowledgeable about it. Notice the following. 1. Before the interview, I need to read up on the company. 2. Women in the early 30s should read up on breast cancer so they know how to spot it. Guts means bravery. Notice the following. 1. I always wanted to have a motorcycle, but I never had the guts to get one. 2. In college, she didn't have the guts to be an actor because she was too shy.
Do you remember most about their high school?
My high school in Germany was really small. Only about 1,000 people. And it was a very close-knit community. In a German high school, there are students from 10 years old to 20 years old. So it's a really nice family atmosphere.
My high school in Americas, and I like the multicultural environment. It's very nice.
Academic level of the school is quite high, and also with it being an all-boys school, there was very strong focus on sports.
In my class, mostly because there were so many grades, but each grade had a fair amount of students as well. They weren't that well known for sports or the arts. They were more of an academic school. But we did have a pretty good track and field, and we had some nice basketball courts as well. And my favorite thing to do there was